Hey guys, welcome to the Andaman vlog. This is the vlog of the Neil Island. So we landed in Port Blair on our Andaman trip. We first covered Havelock Island where we stayed for 2 days because it was a lot of spots to be covered over there, a lot of activities to be done. In Neil Island, there's not much to be seen. We stayed in a hotel called Coco Huts, which was kind of an okay experience. And then there are two main beaches here and one natural bridge with coral area where you see a lot of corals. So two beaches are Laxmanpur beach and Sitapur beach. In the morning we came to Sitapur beach to enjoy the sunrise over there. We had some tea. This is the Sitapur beach. It's full of rocks though, so not as sandy and good as the Radhanagar beach, which was the best beach in Andaman. But we enjoyed the morning here in the Sitapur beach. Some dogs were troubling my wife here when we were enjoying our tea. We stayed for some time, and then after having the tea over there, we started our way towards the natural bridge where the coral was. Again, the terrain was similar to what we experienced in Havelock. We rented a scooty over here for the same price, 2,000 rupees a day, and we covered pretty much everything on this scooty. The vegetation was very similar. There were a lot of banana trees, but then there was this place where we had to hike up a little bit to reach this natural bridge area. We went to the natural bridge, but apparently it was a low tide, so there was a lot of this very sharp rocks which we had to cross to reach to the area where the water reserves were.
कभी भी हम लोग ऐसा नहीं करेंगे।
भैया आप एक बार अपना नाम बताएंगे?
मेरा नाम है नारायण दास सर।
और भैया यहाँ पे गाइड है?
क्योंकि हम यहाँ का लोकल गाइड है। क्योंकि मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है, क्योंकि जब से टूरिज्म हुआ है तब से मैं यहाँ पे गाइडिंग कर रहा हूँ सर।
कितने स्पॉट्स दिखाते हैं आप?
यहाँ पे 3 स्पॉट दिखाते हैं, क्योंकि 3 स्पॉट जो है अलग अलग आपको जगह में देखने मिलेगा। एक स्पॉट का हम लोग 500 चार्ज करते हैं सर।
ओके।
तब जब देखने के तब आपको पता चलेगा ये पॉइंट कैसा रहेगा सर।
So we actually paid him 1,500 rupees because my wife insisted upon it, and he did show us around. So these are the starfishes. You can see these are brittle starfishes. The difference was he could tell us what we are seeing. Otherwise, we could have just seen and we had no knowledge. Because these people live around the sea and they know what is, they're well versed with the family sea life. But one thing I must say that was a completely different experience for us coming from cities. We spend our life over there, and this is nature. This is pure nature around the sea, and the life was very different. A lot of fishes, a lot of these animals. So there was an area where the kind of fish ponds were, because it was low tide now, and you have to come here by 8:30 in the morning. Otherwise, when the low tide is there, because then when the low tide happens, the water kind of drifts away from the land, and these pools are left where you can see these coral reefs and fishes and all the sea life. And this is the natural bridge formed from the pressure of wind and by the impact of the seawater. My wife was looking at the corals there and the zebra fishes. The guide was showing him around. You could see a lot of crabs on the walls, some of big sizes, some of very small sizes, but there were a lot of them. A lot of hermit crabs as well. Hermit crabs are these crabs which kind of enter the shells of molluscan life over there, and they are then covered with shells which provide some kind of protection from crows and birds. And paying the guide was actually worth it, I would say. I was a little initially I was against it, but later on I really appreciated my wife's decision to pay the guide and tell us about what we are seeing. And we did see a lot of life over there. We saw hermit crab. This is the hermit crab, the shell in which the crab enters. So there's a crab over here inside. As soon as we stop touching them, the crab will start moving with this shell, and this shell provides the protection to the crab. And we also saw sea cucumbers, a lot of sea cucumbers, and lobster. So lobster, this what you see here. This was a small baby lobster which then becomes big and becomes a proper big lobster. It was running around, and there were a lot of these kind of animals which we could see because of the low tide. This is a coral again, which we saw. This kind of shows bioluminescence. If you come here in the moonlight, this coral shines. So these were some of the amazing life which we saw there. worth it. One day in Neil Island is definitely worth it. You should see the life, and my wife pretty much also loved it. And we also saw Nemo the fish. There was a place where there was a Nemo. One day more than enough. Again, we did spend some time in the Laxmanpur beach, and that was the end of our Neil Island journey.